Jumped out to you on the film when you guys watched it?
We need to get in better shape. We need to get better at recognizing what a good shot is, and we got to recognize better when we're trying to push the ball, when we should continue to push, and when we should kind of pull it out and get the ball moving a little bit.
Do you anticipate having a similar rotation tomorrow as you did last night?
Similar, yeah. So we'll do some things different. We'll look for different groups to play with each other, see who, we have some theories that we want to test out a little bit, so we'll change a couple things up.
Any update to your injured guys?
Say again?
To the injured guys, any updates?
Not updates, but Bogut played with us today, 5-on-5. Brooke played 5-on-5 with us today. Josh Hart still did his half court and then full court. His full court was just 5-on-0. I don't think he was in the contact part of it, but they're all still making good progress.
Do you expect Bogut and Brooke to play tomorrow?
No. We'll take our time with both of them. We know, they're vets and they know what they're doing. It's for us. It's more important with them to make sure we get them healthy, and once we do have them, we can keep them.
What stood out positively on the tape when you watched it back?
I love the way our guys were competing, honestly. They were, no matter what group came in, they were getting after it. You could see on the tape they're trying to do what we're going through in practice, and the carryover always takes time. It's terminology and young guys, and at this level, if you have just one breakdown, you pay because the other teams are that good. But I was really happy with where we're going and seeing them give that same type of effort in that game last night.
Coach, is the up-tempo, is that style of basketball what you guys want to do throughout the season, or you feel like right now, because you guys haven't had a lot of time to practice, that you almost need to play that way?
No, that's how we want to play throughout the year. We feel like when getting together this off-season with the personnel moves we made and the team that we have, that was going to be the way we want to play this year, and we want. We feel we got the youth, we got length on the wings, we got point guards that can play, make, and pass, throw it ahead. So it's just kind of our feeling on what's best for the group of guys we have.
Sue was just talking about how he felt like he didn't have too much expectation on him last year, and he definitely feels it this year. What more do you guys expect from him?
We expect him to continue to get better. It's the same for all young players. You want to see progress. You want to see them develop winning habits, have a professional work ethic, and Zoo has been showing all those. So as far as expectations, it's just about his personal growth as a player.
He was just saying that.
I'm about to say the same thing.
He just said that 95% of his conversations with Bogut are in Croatian because of Bogut's roots.
Bogut translates for what you guys are saying to him sometimes.
Bogut translate to Zuby.
To what you
what
say
we're saying.
to Zoo. Yeah.
Well, his
Sometimes.
English is pretty. When we talked about it, Zoo was very excited that he was going to be able to speak Croatian with somebody. I hadn't checked on the update of what language their conversations were being had in, but I think Bogut will be great for Zoo, just like I think Brooke will be great for Zoo. Zoo is a talented young player who's hungry to get better, and it's great to have vets on the team that you can learn from like that.
I'd be hungry too if I dropped down to 8% body fat.
It's impressive, right? Yeah, he looks great. He's, even on some of his dunks he had in the game yesterday, he looked way more explosive than he did just in summer league a couple months ago. And give him a ton of credit. He's changed his diet. He's committed to the weight room. Had the nice pump fake from the baseline, power move to the middle. So he's doing everything right now.
How did he respond to his summer league performance, did you think?
He was disappointed in it. Obviously, we were disappointed in it. I had a sit-down talk with him, and you know, he kind of, which it happens, you know, he kind of assumed since he had success at the end of last season in the NBA that Summer League was going to be easy for him. And you go in with that mindset and you're playing against a bunch of young guys that are hungry, trying to make jobs, trying to get jobs. It's going to be a tough place to succeed at. But since then, I think he's really used that to motivate him to get to where he's at right now, including being at 8% body fat.
When you watched him in Summer League, was the thought just he just needs to lose a little weight and then he'll be fine? Or was there other things that you...
He seemed off. We wasn't quite sure what it was. Definitely wanted him to, to get down in his body fat. I didn't think he'd get to 8 this quickly. But he just didn't seem to have that same hunger he was playing with in the season. So what that was, I wasn't sure, but we were going to work with him to figure it out and get on the same page.
Ingram had that play last night where he went up with the right and was cut off and then went back with his left.
Yeah.
Is that the sort of stuff you've seen from him over the course of the summer, or were you even surprised by?
That was a tough finish. But yeah, we know that those are things that he's capable of doing. And I think with him last night, again, I said it last night, I think he was so excited to play. He forced some shots where we didn't get any ball movement, but he also showed a little bit of what he's capable of as a basketball player and those type of moves. The Euro step into that. He had a slice coming off the out of bounds where he just rose up and shot it over Taj, who's a big, strong defender. So I think in playing that way, I think he kind of showed the general public some of the stuff he's capable of. But we still want him to kind of rein that in a little bit and do it within the team and the style of unselfish basketball we want to play.
How much of a challenge do you think it's going to be, or how long do you think it might take to convince Lonzo or to get him to kind of realize in the moment that he needs to be taking the shot?
It's tough to say, honestly. It's different for everybody. I've played with players that you can tell them, one thing one day, and they come out the next day and it just makes sense to them. And I've played with players and myself where, I had to drill something for months before I could make it part of my game. So it's just different for everybody. I would assume Lonzo's closer to the side that can figure it out pretty quickly because of the way he can play the game. But we'll find out.
Do you think that Zoo's biggest obstacle with this in finding minutes is just going to be him figuring out how to keep up with the pace of play?
It would have been my biggest concern if you asked me that after Summer League. But I think the way he's moving up and down the court in practice, he'll be fine. To me, he needs to play with that aggressiveness all the time on the court. How he was playing last night, and a lot of times he'll have a great stretch, and then he kind of seems to drift away a little bit as far as how mentally locked in he is. So I think just learning to play like that as who he is and how he plays every time he steps on the court is kind of what he needs to tackle next.
Luke,
Last question, please.
Are you surprised to see Kuzma did what he did in Summer League, but then to do a little bit of it last night?
No, I was more surprised in Summer League. I've been around him long enough now that I'm a believer in him. It's not just hot shooting or whatnot. He's a competitor and he finds ways to get it done. Now I don't think what he was doing last night is obviously what we're trying to count on every night. He made some spectacular plays, but just the way he competes and he has a great feel for the game as far as when to cut. He had a bunch of plays where he cut and didn't get the ball, but he made the whole defense collapse, and then Zoo got a nice dunk on one of them, and I think Tyler got a jump shot on one of them. So he just has a good feel for playing the game, and he has a knack for making plays.